So today, October 1st, marks Armed Forces Day here in South Korea. For more on this, we're joined today by Chun In-Bum, Lieutenant General, retired and former commander of South Korea's Special Forces. General John, thanks for joining us this morning.
Good morning.
So it's been years since either side of the Korea has carried out an attack, but North and South Korea are still technically at war. Do you think a full-scale conflict is actually a real possibility?
Well, as you said, technically we are still in a state of war. But for the past 80 years, we've been very successful, despite many challenges and tribulations, to maintain relative stability and peace on the peninsula, and with which we have been able to build a great nation. This is partly to the great alliance that we have with the United States and the great men and women who serve today and before and in the future in the Korean military. But we still need to be very vigilant. There are challenges to come and invest and sacrifice. And as long as we remember that freedom is not free, I believe that stability, that peace can be maintained.
Right, you just said we still need to be vigilant, although we have been successful for many years. What many are worried about is that, whether Korean troops can actually defend the country in case of a war. And at the same time, South Korea is now a major arms exporter, and a lot of these weapons might be on display at today's Armed Forces Day ceremony. How would you assess South Korea's current military capabilities?
So the South Korean military is one of the best militaries in the world. There's no doubt about that. But we face a lot of challenges. And the most challenging issue right now is shortage of people. Now, I know the government and the military is trying to fix this, but so far we have not been able to say that we have achieved success. I think that we need really powerful and drastic measures to fix this problem as soon as possible. Although artificial intelligence, robots, and drones will help the situation, it will not be a solution. We need to be able to invest in people. And today, I think we'll see a glimpse of the great Korean soldiers, men and women, who are protecting us now. But we need to make sure that they have the right kind of equipment, training, and that their morale is high. They need to be paid better than now.
Right, and there are also concerns about the number of American troops possibly being reduced or even withdrawing from South Korea. Do you think that could actually happen? And if it does, how should South Korea be prepared?
The United States military is conducting an overall reform of its military capabilities and relooking at its priorities. So this is not just a Korea Peninsula issue. Now, I do not foresee U.S. forces cutting down its level of troops on the Korean Peninsula. There could be some adjustments, but overall capability is either maintained or in fact going to be improved. So I don't think that we need to be concerned about this. But at the same time, we need to make sure that we understand that Koreans, we must defend our own country. That is our priority. The United States is a great ally, a reliable ally, but we cannot delegate our responsibility to defend our own nation. So whether the United States reduces its forces is a separate matter. They will not reduce the capabilities or their commitment unless we do not do our part.
Right, and speaking of defending our own country, there are doubts over U.S. so-called nuclear umbrella, and some say South Korea should have its own nuclear weapons and should be armed. What's your view on this?
I have absolute faith in the Korea-U.S. alliance. I trust the Americans to fulfill their commitment to the treaty that we have signed on, especially the NPT. They have promised that as long as Korea does not develop nuclear weapons, that they would provide nuclear protection for the Korean people. Now, having said that, we live in an uncertain world. Our American ally needs help. We are in an age where we need to rethink how we see things. So one of the things that we might want to rethink is South Korean nuclear weapons. To me, it is an extension of U.S. nuclear deterrence. In this uncertain world, because of the drastic changes that we see, I believe that no matter how you trust and believe in the maintenance of the present system, that because of that little uncertainty that exists, that South Korea would benefit by having its own nuclear deterrent. And I believe that it is an extension of U.S. capability, alliance capability. But having said that, I must warn the Korean people that having nuclear weapons brings great responsibility. Having nuclear weapons will not replace our necessity to have a strong alliance with the United States. And having nuclear weapons will not reduce defense spending. Nuclear weapons in itself will cost a lot of money. So we need to remember that.
Right, a lot of things to consider before we make any drastic decisions. All right, General, thank you so much for your time and insight this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you. I want to congratulate the Korean Armed Forces.
All right, thank you.